Hey guys, welcome back to episode 4 of The Bachelor season 22. Yeah, alright, so let's start talking about this. So we open up with the girls having a discussion about Becca's age. She's 22. We've known that for weeks because Google is our friend. They're conveniently having a conversation about her while she's swimming alone. Very soon later we find a clip of Crystal, the exact same clip from last week about the girls being in a false reality.
They're living in such like a false reality?
Yeah, so go watch last week's if you want to see us talk about that clip that they just used twice. Okay, and Chris Harrison comes in and he announces there's gonna be no date.
Oh.
In Los Angeles. Time to travel, traveling time. Yay. They're gonna go to Lake Tahoe. Check out this great shot they got of Ari opening up the curtains. Okay, so they're all arriving at their cabin, and Brittany says,
Ari's brought us here.
once again, Ari taking credit for all of the money that the producers spent on this show. So, yay Ari, you're rich. So they're running in the cabin, running around, and one of them says,
We were just so excited to get in here and see our new digs.
Our new digs. Our new digs. What year is this? And so they go outside and Cian opens a bottle of champagne and girl, they did you dirty. They put this on national television for everyone to see. So Cian gets the one-on-one and Crystal has this to say, but when Crystal's saying this, you don't see her face, so there's no telling what she's actually talking about in the situation. And there's no telling if this was actually her actual sentences strung together correctly.
And she's probably going home tonight. That makes me happy. The more girls that go home, the more time I get with Ari. So, good luck.
She most definitely did not say all of that strung together right there in that moment. And I did see Reality Steve notice the same thing. He tweeted about that. Who gave these chicks binoculars? You get a binocular. You get a binocular. You all get binoculars to see this date that you are not on. And Caroline makes a little joke.
Imagine if they just fell in the water right now. Brr.
I like her. She's funny. She's a funny girl. So Mikhail gets a call from her mother saying that her grandfather died, so she has to leave. So while she's packing, I noticed something strange. Do these girls all just keep their dead roses? Like they think that's a souvenir? That's disgusting. That is garbage. You just keep in your suitcase. It's not a souvenir. It's not. It's gross. And then Marique says this about Mikhail leaving.
But I think she definitely needs to come back. I think Ari will be really understanding and really compassionate towards it.
Marique, just like any other game show, when you leave, you're out. You can't just leave the Big Brother house and come back in unless your name is Christmas. You can't just skip a couple episodes and then come right back like nothing happened. So him and Cian are on their little date. Ew. So then they start discussing his past relationships and how he has been dating people who he knew were not ready for marriage. He has this conversation at least once an episode. I kind of feel bad for the guy because he literally has to sit there and have this exact conversation with all of these women. At some point I'd be like, okay, let's all get in a group. We're going to have a little group discussion about my life. Anything that you're going to ask, I'm going to sit right here and tell all of you so I don't have to repeat it 37 times. So Cian gets the rose. They're dancing to some band that no one's ever heard of. And then we see this person on Snapchat. Check out this random Snapchat promo. And Cian's just dancing with this rose. It must be exhausting having to keep up with the rose the rest of your date. You just carry it around wherever you go, whatever you do. And then of course you gotta keep it because later you're gonna take it home. You're gonna pack it in your suitcase and you're just gonna put it in a scrapbook. Okay, it's group date time. They're all going to the wilderness. and they're all walking up to the woods with linked arms like they're BFFs. So they finally come across these randos just chilling in the forest, and naturally he says,
"Welcome to the woods."
"Welcome to the woods." Then Marique says about this date,
I think we might all die today.
"Well, boy, wouldn't that be an interesting change of pace." They do this thing where Ari acts like he's drinking his own pee, but it's really apple juice. And then this chick says,
I'll drink my pee for Ari.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we refer to as desperation at its finest. So they divide up into 3 teams, and Ari somehow is on the blue team. Who decided that? Literally, who decided what team he would be on? He doesn't have a blue backpack. Okay, it's time for the night of the group date, and Ari sums up the group date by saying,
"It was all about being in the wild, having fun, and doing kind of crazy stuff in the woods."
You literally hiked. So now Crystal is making a game plan for talking to Ari, and she says,
I'm not sure what I'm gonna say. But whatever I do, I have a feeling it's gonna be perfect.
Delusions! 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 So then he's talking to Kendall, and he tells us how he really feels about her.
I've always just wanted to eat a bunch of bugs.
Yeah, that was gross.
Then we have Crystal saying other girls are obnoxious. And then we have a couple impressions from the ladies of Crystal. Here is Chelsea's spot-on impression.
Don't you feel like tonight is a little bit more like, I don't know, like competitive?
That's really good. That's literally her. And then here is Caroline, keeping it real as always.
To new experiences and love. Okay, we get it. Like, everyone's here for love.
Literally me, like. So Crystal pulls him aside again. She has to tell him how, like, insecure the other girls are because she had that one-on-one very early on, and how they're jealous. And again, he's confusing the girl, saying, well, yeah, of course they're intimidated. You're beautiful. Yeah, just agreeing with her. Like, you're not helping yourself here. Tia comes and interrupts, and then he says,
I'll come get you.
That makes me cringe. I'll come get you. Ew. Ew.
Crystal.
And so Crystal pulls aside Tia and Caroline to discuss the little tiff they had in the hot tub thing. And then after that, Tia goes and talks to Ari, and she mentions how there's drama, but Tia, being the smart girl she is, says she doesn't want to discuss the drama. She wants to focus on us, on our relationship. Bibiana should have taken notes from you. And Caroline, I love Caroline. She has this to say about Crystal getting the rose.
Tia is gonna speed bag her face.
Caroline, she's good stuff. She's good TV. Of course, Crystal has to tell us that,
Because I come across as flawless.
delusional! Delusions! Delusions! He goes on a one-on-one with Becca. She finally tells him.
I'm 22.
Oh my god.
You see that look on his face? That's the look on, oh wow. I've been making out with a child for the last several days. And then Ari straight up asks me.
Like, what do I do?
Like, send her home. And she's sitting there, holding his neck, begging him to not send her home, begging him to keep her. The way she's talking, it's like she thinks she's in a movie. She is talking about how, oh, well, isn't the risk worth it? Wouldn't it be worth it if we got together, if you picked me and it ended up not working out? Wouldn't it be worth it? And how love, like, there's no, like, definition, and this world is just like, you need to get love while you have it. And isn't it just, like, so exciting to not know for sure? Like, I'm 21, I'm younger than this girl, but I have more realistic thoughts about love and such, then she's seeming to. She literally says to him,
why don't you dump me now and pick somebody else?
dump me now and pick somebody else. Ari, run! She's giving you an out. Leave! Go! Alright, and it's time for the cocktail party, except Mr. Chris Harrison walks in and says, no cocktail party tonight. Ari knows exactly what he wants to do. So, we're going straight to the rose ceremony. They had to get Chris Harrison some airtime since he wasn't on the group date this time. So, they had to throw him in there twice. So, of course, they're at the rose ceremony. Crystal stops it, pulls him aside, talks to him about literally nothing. And then they go back to the rose ceremony where Caroline and Brittany go home. Okay, so our losers of the week include, coming in at number 15, Mikkel, tied 13th, 14th, 13th. They went home at the same time, so I don't know how you calculate that. But Caroline and Brittany. Right, so yeah, and that is it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you didn't, then okay. And I'll see you next week. If you haven't seen my previous videos, go back and watch those. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.